Hi, I'm Ashley Adamson, and today we are going to broach a very complex topic, something that I spent a lot of time struggling with, and I got a message from one of you named TT Marie, who asks about being non-binary as a subject matter, and if it's a purgatory space for being trans, or if it's something that you actually can just exist in for the rest of your life and be happy just being non-binary. So this is a really complex topic because when you do binary trans, it's really easy. You say, oh, well, I'm a woman, or oh, I'm a man, and then I just take on all of those things and then it's fine. Like I take on whatever I feel comfortable with being a woman or being a man. When you're non-binary or gender fluid, suddenly the world of possibilities opens up because you can be a binary woman one day and then you can be a binary man the next, and then another day you can just choose to be some other form of yourself that you want to be, some mixed match of that in between. Are you non-binary? Are you gender fluid, gender queer, or have you ever been? I'd love to hear from you. I have a lot of trans women on this channel, but I'd love to hear from you if you're also not. I also want to cultivate and support you guys and would love to know about content that I can create for you. So the thing is, my mom just opened the door. She like opened the door and she just put a sticky on there. Like she has a message for me, but she couldn't wait to just ask me after I make the video. By the way, shout out to my mom for taking care of me. She's amazing. I love you. Thank you so much for taking me in after surgery. Thank you. I love you. So I don't know why I set it up there because she's just right over there. Do you ever do that? So is being non-binary basically purgatory for becoming a cis or binary trans person? No, definitely not. I was non-binary for 2 years and then I decided, you know what, I'd rather be a binary trans woman. And that decision process for me was mostly because it was simpler. It made me happy to be a binary trans woman more than it was to be a gender confused, like waking up not sure which kind of gender expression I want, and then having that whole navigation of they, them, and then also navigating not really getting to be as feminine as I wanted because I didn't pass or look the way that I wanted when I wanted to be that way. And then also being read as a man all the time. And so I think there's a convenience factor to just going binary that is worth considering when not being binary. Like how much do you like just being able to fully take it to the max in whatever binary gender that you are? Being like committing fully, like saying, you know, one day I want to be a binary woman and then the other day I want to be a binary man. Like those two things don't really allow you to commit to certain things. For example, if you want to be both, you can't really get breast surgery and have boobs. If you also want to be a daddy who is hairy and big and muscular, and you can't really just switch from one to the other. You kind of are in this in-between space where if you were a cis man, then you'd have to shave your body and you'd kind of have to tone down in some way to kind of get to that woman. But then if you want to be more manly again, you have to grow your hair out, etc., etc. So you kind of get stuck, this is my opinion, that you kind of get stuck in this gray zone where you kind of got to work with what you got. And if you're totally cool and down with that, then like that's going to work. That's going to be fine. But if you feel like, you know, there's some things that I'm missing here, and I think more often of the time I would be happier being this binary self. For me, I'd be happier more often being a binary woman than being a non-binary person, then I should just move over there. Because what's the point in debating over pronouns and wanting to be seen in a certain way when no one's seeing me this way, no one's treating me this way, and I don't really get to fully embrace my femininity and get to see that woman in the mirror all the time. That's gonna actually make me the happiest. So that's when I transitioned over. But I don't think that's really for everyone. Like some people I think can completely exist within the middle and just be happy there and be happy kind of like doing some kind of gender fuckery or moving around and having all sorts of fun with it. I think you just need to find it within your own personal realm of satisfaction to be okay with not having the best of the best in terms of being able to maximize your gender experience if you ever want to go to the hyper masculine and then next day go to the hyper feminine. It's just not the same because that takes time and it takes momentum to like fully embrace my womanhood. It took me years of built up time embracing the inner woman, finding that space within me, expanding into my femininity, and really allowing that transformation to unfold to really start to build a strong foundation for who I was. You know where you're at, you've had to build that foundation, and through your transition, you found the space within you to really grow and flow, right? Like, where's that been for you? What are those crucial moments? And if you were non-binary and then you moved to binary, what was sort of that really like big jump? And if you've stayed non-binary, like for you, the question I would ask is, are there times where you don't want to be non-binary? Are there times where you wish you could just be binary? And how often do you want to be binary versus non-binary? There's lots of advantages to being non-binary. You get to choose whatever you want. But at what point does that become exhausting, or does that ever become exhausting? For me, it personally became exhausting. I felt like, I have this confused wardrobe. I have to think about something extra, and it gets in the way of all the other things that I need to do. I don't want to be thinking about my gender when I wake up. I want to be thinking about like X, Y, and Z and getting those things done and moving on with my life and like growing my business and growing who I am and becoming a more like, I don't know, like I got to catch this flight. I got to do this. I got to make a video. I want to focus on the doing and less on the playing with my gender. That's just not a life fulfilling mission of mine. That's for me, it'd be just like jerking off to my gender. Like I don't find life satisfaction in that. Exploring gender is so satisfying, but I don't want my life to be exploring my gender. I want my life to be helping you, talking to you, connecting with you, changing the world in the way that I can change it, being a part of the conversation, having things that are impactful. Just like more meaning in my life is creating meaning for other people. And that's my own personal satisfaction. And so, I guess maybe that's what it comes down to is personal satisfaction. Like what is going to make you more satisfied in your life? I know that a lot of people in the trans community are in poly relationships, in some kind of non-typical normative relationship style where they have multiple partners. And that's a whole lifestyle in itself. And if that is a fulfilling thing for you, building that community and having that around you and your gender is a part of that experience, go full on with it. Like if that's going to bring you life satisfaction, stick to it. And, change your mind later. Don't worry about the fact that you may or may not be in some kind of trans purgatory that you might eventually move in from one to the other. If you want to change, you can change at any point. I think that's the magic of being an adult and being able to make decisions for yourself is you will know when you need to make a decision. When was the last time you made a major life decision? Was it like something that you spent years thinking about, or did something come about and it suddenly became crystal clear what you need to do? And I would say more often than not, the major life decisions are things that are kind of just sitting there, you're kind of spinning the wheel on a little bit and you kind of touch it and you're not sure, but you kind of let it sit there. And then suddenly one day it just all clicks into place and you realize what you need to do and you move forward on doing that. So that's what I would say for all you non-binary, gender fluid, genderqueer people that are just experimenting and thinking and wondering where things are going. Don't worry where it's going to go. You'll know what you need to do when you need to do it. And think about your satisfaction and the things that make you really happy and like what is fulfilling to you, and just keep doing that. And also remember that you can't maximize certain things if you don't fully commit. So if you're continuing to flow back and forth, the advantage is you get that flexibility. The disadvantage is you don't really get to maximize being more in one lane or the other because you're moving between. Really what you're maximizing is you're maximizing the fluidity and minimizing the binary. I hope that was super helpful, and let me know in the comments down below. If you have any more questions, question marks help me get to them faster. Sometimes I don't get to all the comments, and I really want to be as helpful as possible. So feel free to ask me a question and let me know, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.